Hello and welcome to our latest unboxing video. I'm Eliza here at the Hatfield Public Library and I have a big box of adult books. I think we've got all kinds of stuff in here. Um, Fiction, nonfiction, audiobooks, maybe a craft book, maybe even a cookbook. But I'm going to start out with a big one. This is the new Freida McFadden, The Housemaid is Watching, part of the Housemaid series. So big, we're getting 2 copies. And I heard a rumor that this isn't available as an ebook through Libby. So you have to come get it. But look, it's this nice lightweight paperback. So I think a lot of people, in fact, I know a lot of people because I have holds, are going to be excited about that. I'm excited about this one. It's a new Lev Grossman, The Bright Sword. He wrote the very popular Magician series, which I really enjoyed on audiobook. And I might listen to this one too. It's pretty heavy, but either way, I think it's going to be fun, and it is an update of the Arthur Legend of King Arthur. Emily Giffin, The Summer Pact, beach read, yay! And I don't really know. This is interesting. We've got like it must be Greece, right? Doesn't that look like kind of a Greece vibe? Let's see. Oh my gosh, tragedy. A group of friends reunite a decade later. Um, It doesn't say where they are. Um, but the tragedy is that I think to some one of them I think they all make friends in college and then one of them dies and then they get together years later. Nothing to Fear, Demystifying Death to Live More Fully by Julie McFadden, RN. And then it says, at hospice nurse Julie. So she must be on Instagram or something. And she's a hospice nurse. Oh, and she's just writing about stories about people dying, what exactly happens. Looks like she also talks about financial and logistical stuff, which is good. Gosh, this sounds like a really, really helpful resource for something that, pretty much everyone goes through. I mean, them for themselves and then also for the loved ones in their life. We have Nutrivore by Dr. Sarah Ballantyne. It says the radical new science for getting the nutrients you need from the food you eat. I feel like we had something similar to this recently, but so it says uh, we're not getting the essential vitamins and minerals that we need, and that leaves us unwell. And this is a customizable approach to eating that centers around 12 foundational food groups. Hopefully, this will be helpful for people who are looking to up their nutrition. We have Flashpoint by Catherine Coulter, an FBI thriller. We have Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay for the horror fans. I've kind of wanted to read one of his books, but they look so scary. So this is oh my gosh, I'm like always tempted. So it says 1993 guerrilla filmmakers, not guerrilla but like sort of under the radar filmmakers make a notorious art house horror flick. But there's all these secrets behind the filming. An obsessive, psychologically chilling, and suspenseful feat of storytelling genius. You want a page turner, right? But then you don't want to actually have nightmares. A Year of Granny Squares. That was a very sharp change of pace. So if you read that and you're really horrified, you can take up crochet to relax yourself and do a whole year of Granny Squares, which honestly sounds like a really fun project. And they look cute. Food gifts. 150 irresistible recipes for crafting personalized presents. Oh my gosh, I love this idea because it is nice to give people things, but then sometimes you don't want to clutter up their life. So this is usable stuff. Like, look, if somebody gave me homemade vanilla extract, I'd be over the moon. That's a great present. And looks super cute. Nice ways to display it. I think this is going to be a hit. We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kliewer. And this is actually on my to take on vacation list. The very important to take on vacation list says Get Out meets Parasite in this eerily haunting debut about two homeowners whose lives are turned upside down when the house's previous residents unexpectedly visit. This sounds so weird and scary. So it's a young queer couple who flip houses. They get a killer deal on an old house, and then they like open the door one day, and the previous people are staying there, and they just like come in and won't leave, and it sounds so weird. Again, very scary. Hopefully, I won't give myself nightmares on vacation. We have Love in Action by Thich Nhat Hanh. This is writings on nonviolent social change. We have Truth is the Arrow, Mercy is the Bow, a DIY manual for the construction of stories by Steve Almond. Oh, I think a lot of people are going to like this. Advice on how to construct stories. I know we have a lot of writers in the area and a lot of people who are interested in giving it a try. We have a new Kate Quinn, the Briar Club. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is the author of The Rose Code, which was so popular and takes place in 1950s, Washington, D.C., an all-female boarding house. Sounds like all the different people who live in the boarding house and the stuff that's happening. And then it says something happens that tears them apart. We have The Coin by Yasmin Zaher. This is like a very sort of slightly strange, provocative cover. And it is about a wealthy Palestinian woman with impeccable style and meticulous hygiene. But her homeland only lives in her memory because she has had to live in New York, and she teaches. Just sounds like it's all about her life in America and her feelings. We have The Glassmaker, a novel by Tracy Chevalier, who wrote a bunch of stuff. The Girl in the Pearl Earring, that's still the most famous. And this is Venice 1486, about a family of glassmakers. We have Familiaris. I think we already got the new audiobook for this. Now we have the actual book. It's by David Wroblewski, who wrote the incredibly popular story of Edgar Sawtelle. So this is another companion book to this. It's a follow-up. So I think people who like the book or people who are intrigued, they're going to be really excited. It's been like 10 years, but I think people will still be excited. Oh, two audiobooks. We have Dog Day Afternoon by David Rosenfeld. Looks cute. And The Burning by Linda Costello. Yes. Then another big one that people are going to want, the new Riley Sager, Middle of the Night. I'm a big Riley Sager fan with the caveat that some are definitely stronger than others, but it's always worth trying them because when they're good, they're really, really good. I'm running out of space to put all these books. We have The War on Warriors, Behind the Betrayal of the Men Who Kept Us Free by Pete Hegseth. That's a little enigmatic. It's got the Fox News book, so you know it's of a certain, wow, look, there he is on the back, a certain political, more conservative political perspective. So it says he joined the army then to fight extremists, and then the army called him an extremist. Doesn't say why, but something happened, and now he's just writing about that. Sounds like he's broken ways with the army. The Connecticut River. Oh my gosh, this is such a lovely thing to have on hand. It's just a field guide to the Connecticut River, all the way from the top to the bottom. So a very useful resource for anyone wanting, oh wow, this is gorgeous. Anyone wanting to get out and explore nature, assuming it's not too hot. Although at least there's the river to cool things off. We have a new Bill Meyer. I feel like I've heard this name said, and now I'm pronouncing it wrong. But it says what this comedian said will shock you. A provocative title, but it says it's a funny, opinionated, necessary book about what is happening in America. talks about free speech, cops, drugs, race, religion, cancel culture, romance, the fragile state of America's youth. A lot of commentary, a lot of things. This is also on my Bring on Vacation list. My Parents' Marriage by Nana Ekua Brew-Hammond. And she's from Ghana. And so it's about how the main character tries to marry someone as different from her own father as possible. Because she wants to be different than her parents' marriage. And then they leave to go to America, and she finds history repeating itself. It doesn't really say why it just says her parents' marriage was turbulent and confusing. So it doesn't really give any details. But I like this. I like stories that go sort of down the generations. The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This is interesting. It's like such a beautiful title, beautiful cover, this soft watercolor, and then it's got this like drip of goo, which is a little unsettling. A teenager vanishes from her Adirondack summer camp, and two worlds collide. So it looks like it takes place in 1975. A camper goes missing, which is devastating. She's also the daughter of the person who owns the summer camp. And her older brother had also disappeared 14 years ago. Oh my God. Ay, ay, ay. And it doesn't sound like it times jumped. I feel like a lot of these stories like jump into different times, but this one, it doesn't say that. It just says it's happening in the 70s. Last of all, we have Daniel Silva, A Death in Cornwall. Look, there he is on the back, looking dramatic. A brutal murder, a missing masterpiece, a mystery that only Gabrielle alone can solve. Yes. So that's it. That's my box. And it was a pretty big box, but I appreciate anyone who stayed to listen to the whole thing. And I am excited about getting these on the shelf. Bye.